I'm Sierra Taylor. I grew up in Vernon, born and raised. I live with my dad, and my grandparents are my other guardians. I go to Emmanuel Church, and I go to Seton Secondary School. Oh, I'm in grade 9. I'm 14.
I'm Lauren Beck. I'm in grade 9 at Fulton. I live with my mom, my dad, and my little sister, Emma. I've been going to Emmanuel since I was born. I've known everyone here for a long time. I started going to youth when I was in grade 4, and I've stayed at youth ever since then. Yeah.
I'm Vivienne Demiris. I just turned 15 years old, and I go to Vernon Christian School. I've been at Emmanuel since 2016.
My funnest memory, it has to be probably one of the egg tosses. I think my sister and my dad were doing it, and my sister absolutely wailed it at him, and it just smashed all over him.
I really like Bethlehem Star. I think it's really fun.
I grew up going to church with my grandparents. I went to Alliance Church until I was in about grade 2 or 3, and then we didn't go to church for a while. And then in grade 6 and 7, I started going to New Life Church in Kelowna because my auntie and uncle worked there. And then eventually we moved back here to a church in Vernon, which Emmanuel. And before we went to Emmanuel, I didn't really understand much and the pastor was saying. And I went to youth a couple times in Kelowna, but again, not very into the spiritual thing. And then when I came here, I started going to youth first, and then eventually me and my grandparents, we came to the Sunday services, and I learned a lot more from Tyler than any other pastor, and as well as Pastor Don. And I found myself a lot more spiritual and how to live for Jesus.
Well, I've grown up in a Christian household. It's been about the Bible since I was born. I've been going to Emmanuel again since I was born, and youth, at first, I kind of treated youth and church almost like a chore. It was almost like I started drifting away from God in grade 8 out of fear of being bullied. And in grade 9 now, I've realized that it doesn't really matter, and I've started to come to know God a lot more throughout the past year, and I've built relationships with my small groups at youth. It's pretty cool because I know we've all grown so much together, and now I'm starting to understand a lot more about the gospel.
I grew up in a Christian home, and I've gone to Sunday school almost every Sunday. In 2017, I started going to Sunnybray, and it was really cool and really fun, and I loved seeing other people grow in their faith, and it was just really encouraging. And then last year, I started going to the Christian school, and so it was really nice because everything around me was Christ-centered, and all of my friends know Jesus.
Yeah, Jeremiah 29:11, for I know the plans I have for you. I'm very future-oriented, and I worry about my future a lot, and it's all I think about. And just that passage kind of gives me a sense of security, knowing that Jesus has a plan for me, and he knows where he wants me to go.
My favorite Bible verse is Isaiah 35:10. I'm not sure I'm quoting this right, but it's earth has no sorrow that heaven can't heal.
My favorite Bible verse is Galatians 1 verse 10, and it basically talks about how you don't really need the approval of others because God approves you and he loves you. I think it just lets me know that I don't really need to act how my friends want me to. I can just do whatever and God will still love me.
I think that he definitely loved everyone enough that he would die for us, and it's just sometimes you don't feel secure and loved throughout your life, and just knowing that Jesus died for you, it just kind of makes you feel a lot more loved than sometimes you feel on a regular basis.
I think of saving. He died on the cross for us. I think of comfort, almost knowing that somebody loved you enough to die for you. So in moments where, I don't know, I feel sad or upset, it's somebody literally sacrificed their life so that I could have eternal life.
like he cared so much for us that even if there's so much pain involved, he'll die for us just to save us.
So in grade 8, I was a really introverted person, and I was known as the shy girl, and I wouldn't talk to anyone. I wouldn't look them in the eyes. I wasn't direct. And when I started high school and when I started going to youth, I found when I got to know Jesus more and the Bible and the gospel, I felt like I could talk to people more, and I got a lot more extroverted, and now people know me as being kind of loud. But I definitely think that Jesus has made me more extroverted and open into talking with my spiritual self as well.
I've learned so much. I've learned that it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks of you as long as you have God, and it's pretty cool. I've learned not to let other people get to me as well. It was a very hard lesson. I've also learned a lot of patience, which I do not recommend you pray for.
My teacher left the school, and because his wife has cancer, so that for the second time, so that was really hard. So then it was just nice knowing that God is with me whenever, and that really helped me.
I want to publicly proclaim my faith in Jesus.
I want to be baptized to publicly proclaim my love and faith for Jesus.
I want to be baptized to proclaim my faith to the world.
I got accepted to Salt at Sunnybray this summer, and I'm super excited to help others come to know God.